Right, the purpose of this video is to demonstrate a little tool that I've made to help me to recycle Tassimo coffee pods. The need for the tool is that coffee pods like this are very hard to open up to get the coffee out of, and the coffee being inside effectively prevents them being effectively recycled, and means that you're having to ship all that coffee ground around the country. The coffee grounds inside are approximately 18 grams with the sort of the water content after use of the coffee pod. So this is, I think, 24 grams according to my kitchen scales. An empty one, 6 grams. So individually it's not much, but if you imagine, I don't know, 15,000 of them on a lorry, that's quite a lot, and the fuel costs for that, pollution, etc., is totally unnecessary. Not only that, but the coffee grounds are good for your garden, and yeah, why not use that coffee? You paid for it after all. So here's the tool. Okay, it's just a piece of plywood, or two or three bits of plywood joined together. I have routed 2 circles out of the plywood, and then I have cut some slithers of it's just a standard plastic bucket, kind of getting DIY shops, etc., to slot into those slots. And finally, I put a locating pin in the middle. There's no need for that to be metal. It's only metal because I happen to have a pin that fits, or a piece of metal, sorry, that fits as a pin around around the very, very central pin of this coffee capsule. This tab on the back I thought would help me to lift the coffee pods off, but actually they're very easy to lift off anyway. So you place the capsule, this one I haven't done, on here, and you basically just push it down. I'm not going to do it here because it's going to drop all over my keyboard. But once you pushed it on, this is the empty one now. It just pushes down, and when you lift it off, you'll have a nice cut all the way through the foil around the inside and the outside of the disc. There's a little gap at the back, and the reason for that is because you can see there's a bit that sticks out into it. That's actually quite handy because what you then find is it neatly folds open like so, and then you can just run a butter knife, round-ended butter knife round. It just scrapes all the coffee grounds out. I do that outside, and what I found is that you get some coffee grounds left behind, just a little bit stuck to the sides. Rather than mess about trying to get those last, I don't know, 15 grains or so out, I place the 30 or so empty capsules in my watering can, add a couple of litres of water, shake it around, pour that out without the rose on the end of the watering can into the flower bed. It comes out looking like very weak coffee. So those coffee grounds are all being used as well. And then what's left is this. That's the only process that's occurred to this coffee pod, and that's how clean this is. Now, unfortunately, we have here the RE3 recycling facilities. Even in this state, they're not interested in these capsules. I'm not sure why, because there's a piece of foil and a piece of food grade plastic, which is presumably polyethylene or something similar, and it's a tiny bit of paper on the inside, but they're not interested. So you still have to send them back by the TerraCycle scheme, but at least you know that you've got a massive bag of these. They weigh almost nothing. If you have a massive bag of these, well, the bag stretches and pulls apart if you're not careful when you carry it. So you imagine the difference. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. The reason for this video really was because I approached jdecoffee.com, who own the Tassimo brand, and Bosch, who make the Tassimo machines, or made my Tassimo machine in February, with description of this tool and why I thought it would be good. And both came back with a fairly blanket sort of automated kind of email response, basically saying that they only take innovation ideas from their own personal in-house team for reasons of copyright, etc. Presumably they're more worried about copyright issues and they can't be bothered with the legal process. I don't know. I guess that would be complicated, but hey. So if you want to make one of these, then you can. I just used a router to route the slot out, and if you don't have a router, I guess you might find it tricky, but I did consider 3D printing one, and I made a CAD diagram to allow me to do so. It didn't take that long. Admittedly, the CAD diagram took longer than just routing out a couple of slots on a bit of plywood, but I'm sure it can be done, and it worked really well. So thank you for watching.